Welcome to Winds of Technologies. So in this video, we are going to see execute scalar method in ADO.NET. So it is used to display single value from database onto the web application. You can see here select star from sum of sal from employee. You will see a single value 3,69,000 or average. You can also call average of the employee salary. You can see here is the 33,545.454. So like this, if you want to display a single value from any query in your application, you can use execute scalar method. Okay, you can see here. So we are talking about this one now, execute scalar. Okay, so we are talking in previous sessions we discussed all these something like execute reader and non-query. So now we are focusing on execute scalar. It executes the given query and returns a single value like total salary of all employees, maximum salary of in that company. You can use execute scalar. Okay, let's use this now. Execute scalar method in ASP.NET web application. Let's create a new project. So creating a new project. So in this project, we are just keeping a button and a label, guys. Whenever you click on the button, so you need to get the sum of salary from. Yeah, I can select ASP.NET Web Application.NET Framework template, and then selecting our folder. So here ADO 5 underscore execute scalar. Execute scalar. Okay. So click on this create. So select web forms and you can off this configure HTTPS create. So first we need to establish connection. It's a common thing which we have discussed in previous sessions. So let's see the connection string query. So what we have discussed in previous examples, like yeah, first we need to write this in web.config. Connection string we need to create with any name, icon or any other name, and we need to write the connection string as per your system credentials, your database name, and this is the server name, database name initial catalog Prakash I gave, and this is for integrated security equal to true means for Windows authentication you can use this. Okay, if you are using SQL Server authentication, you can use user ID, password, all these things we need to give. But right now I'm using Windows authentication. Now after that, you need to include the namespaces like system.data, system.data.sql client, and system.configuration. And this is the line to call this connection string from web.config. Okay, let's switch to our Visual Studio. Okay, so I think it's ready. Yeah, guys. Now we are just adding a new web form to the project. Right click, add new item, selecting a web form. Just leave it as it is, not changing the name of the web form. Go to the design. So let's insert a table. Here I'm giving a execute scalar demo. It's the title I'm giving. Let's increase the font size. So let's make it as center. Alignment I'm making it as center. And then we are inserting a table, guys, with a few rows I'm adding. And here I wanted to display the total salary of all employees. Okay, so keep a button here, so add a button, go to toolbox, you will see button here. Whenever I click on this button, below the button I'm just keeping a label. On this label I need to display the total salary of all employees. And let's increase the font size of all these to time so that it looks bigger. So go to the properties of the button, text property I'm saying as total, show total salary, like that I'm giving a label, and btn show salary or show total salary, like that I gave the button name same, and label Go to the ID of the label LVL message I said. Okay, change the fore color as blue. So let's write the code, guys. And before we write the code in this button click event, let me start with the web.config first. Okay, so what do we write? Click on S. What do we write here? Under the system slash web and the tag, you need to start with the connection strings tag, open and close. And here we need to write add name is equal to, what is the name of the connection string? You can give anything, guys. I'm giving as my con, and connection string is equal to whatever is there earlier, just paste it. Since I wrote it in the previous session, it's just I'm copying pasting, guys. Yeah, let's copy this, switch to Visual Studio, and here I'm just pasting it so that we can save time. Okay, so I think somebody's joining. Yeah, Ravi, just a minute. Okay, so you can see here uh, we added this connection string, and now we are adding this namespaces. Go to the web form and double click on this source. We came to the code behind, paste it. We included all the required namespaces, and now what I'm doing is we need to add connection string, right? For that, we need to call the connection string. So for that, I'm writing a SQL connection cn is equal to new SQL connection of SQL configuration manager configuration manager dot connection strings of, and you need to write the connection string name what we have used in our this thing called web.config, and dot to string, and at the end a semicolon. Okay, yeah, so that we are able to call this connection string mycon from your web.config, and go to web.config. I think we gave mycon only. That's fine. Okay, let's call this, guys, whether it is connecting or not. Let's write a single line of code to lvl.message text is equal to. So here what I'm saying is try catch. I'm writing the catch block. We have to write SQL connection, SQL exception, ex, and on this I'm writing this code. So if any exception is there in the database in my connection string, I need to paste it here as ex.message. That problem exception will be displayed here. Otherwise, I want to display lvl message.text is equal to connection success or connected to SQL Server. Like that, I wrote it. Let's check it out, guys, whether it is working or not. So once it is fine, we will write the rest of the code with the execute scalar how to use. We'll see this. See, it's executing, guys. It's loading into browser, and as soon as the page is loaded, you will see the connection status whether it is connected successfully or not, because I wrote it in page load event, right? So whenever the page is loaded, it will display the status connected or not. See, connected to SQL Server. Now we need to write this code. Whenever I click on the show total salary, I want to display the total salary on this label. What? So let's comment this code because our job is done with this. And let's copy paste this, comment this one, and we will write in button click event. Double click on this button. We came to this btn show total salary. Paste it. Now what I'm writing is instead of writing this result here, first let's open the connection. cn.open connection success. cn.close connection close. I'm closing. In between cn.open and close, we are writing the action story. So what are we writing here? So let's write a query here. String query is equal to which query you want to execute. Select sum of salary. Sal is my column name. From which table? Employee table. And what was our table name? Database name mydb, guys. You need to take care of it. Mydb employee table. Okay. So we need to change the connection string. pip.config. So what is the database name? MyDB. Okay, so we should be careful while writing this one. That's why I changed it. And here we can see star means it's not yet saved. Check it out. Okay, so table, employee table is there in MyDB. That's fine. And now you need to write the query. So first we need to take SQL command object in order to run any SQL command in our database ADO.NET. So SQL command cmd is equal to new SQL command of whatever query is there, command is there in the query that I wanted to execute. Okay, so it's executed. I want to execute this query, and I want to store the result in a variable. What type of variable? It's a double value, right? So I'm taking double tot underscore sal is equal to cmd dot execute scalar. This is what we need to call this. Okay, so SQL command is ready. Whenever you execute this query, whatever result I'm getting is a single value. That single value I want to get and I want to store in the variable, but it is showing some error, right? So what is this error? You can see here what it is saying in the bottom. Cannot implicitly convert type object to double. An explicit conversion exists. So we need to convert into double type because the variable is double type and here it is object. So you have to convert. So how do we convert into double? Convert a dot to double, simple. That's what I told in the beginning. Convert dot 2 into 32, convert dot 2 double. So now the error is gone. So total is having the value now that I want to display in my label. So how to do that? For that you need to write a lbl message.text is equal to what I want to show, total salary of all employees, like that you can see here, plus tot underscore sal. That's it. Okay, so the value will be displayed now. So let's run it and see, guys, whether it is working or not. So this is the way to read a single value from the table using ExecuteScalar. It may be sum of salary, average of salary, or all these things. You can see the result. Got an exception. Sorry, I forgot to write this connection. Very good. Good observation, Ajay. Comma cn connection. Okay, we missed out that connection. That's why it's unable to get it. Let's run it again. This time I think we'll not get any issue. You can see here total salary 3,69,000. So this is the way you are able to display a single value from the database with the help of ExecuteScalar. Is it clear, Naina?